Okay, perfect. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to this is the 19th unexpected show. It's like with a mystery guest. So let me give you a bit of background on this. This guest was supposed to be on, and but because of the COVID-19, he decided to cancel what he was planning to do. So he said, okay, so there's nothing for him to talk about, so we'll take that off. And then he figured out a way to come back and get it done. So he's back here now because he has something to tell us. He's a long-time vegan. He's been a pioneer in the vegan movement, a media pioneer, I would say. He worked with Farm. He started a radio show in the year 2000. So he's been at it for 20 years, a radio show called Go Vegan Radio. And he's none other than Bob Linden. And he has a very important announcement to make to the vegan community. And
right. Well, the mystery guest is really Daisy,
okay.
the vegan dog, who's and basically I'm just Daisy's human, but Daisy's the boss. Says "Go Vegan" on her name tag too.
Right.
It says "Go Vegan." It says "vegan" on my sweatshirt and "Go Vegan" on my hat. That's our whole promotional budget right there. But I find that if you do wear something that says vegan, people will engage in conversation, which is most important. So, it seemed at this point in time, we have a climate crisis. And in the great tradition of Live Aid, which was 35 years ago, and Woodstock, which was 50 years ago, the peace gathering, and Live Aid, which was to raise money for starving people in Africa. So we thought we need to do some sort of concert for the environment, for environmental awareness. And of course, along the way, we should be feeding the hungry and planting trees too, as part of what we're doing. But the most important thing is environmental awareness. The research that I've seen over the years, I'm totally convinced that the only solution for climate change before it's too late is going vegan. And those are direct words from Goodland and Anhang at the World Bank. And I think environmental research from Oxford University and Joseph Poore and NASA and everybody, including Dr. Rao. I look at his work and it's so convincing that the most important thing that we can do for the environment is go vegan. But nobody knows that. For some reason, we're all distracted with, we're supposed to go march and dance and protest against unbuilt pipelines, and we want more miles per gallon and better light bulbs, but nobody really discusses the real one and only solution, which is going vegan. It's not even, if we got rid of fossil fuels tomorrow, as Dr. Rao has said, that doesn't solve the problem because of land use and animal agriculture. So it's very important that people know that there is something they can do. They don't have to depend on politicians, corporations, environmental groups. It's something that they can do today and really help the environment. So we wanted an educational vegan event in the form of concert, and along came COVID-19, another meat eater's disease, in this case, apparently bat soup, which sounds as gross as chicken soup to me. But so we have the meat-eating diseases that have these zoonotic zoonotic diseases. It's jumping from animals to humans, and we see it with bird flu and swine flu, and now this one, COVID-19. And who knows if COVID-20 will be as kind to us. So again, another message to go vegan, shut down the wet markets in China, and stop eating animals. So I've come to the conclusion, I've been vegan for 36 years, and I've been doing my radio show now a little over 19 years. I've come to the conclusion that everything that's wrong with the world comes from eating meat, dairy, fish, and eggs. And everything can be corrected by going vegan. It's pretty amazing that everything from COVID-19 to cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, to destroying the environment, to mass extinction, all caused by eating meat, fish, you know, and eggs. So meat, dairy, fish, and eggs. So COVID-19, we can't get together anywhere, and we're thinking, what can we do? Well, let's try to translate this over to online. The whole concert industry died in a day. All the venues to which we were speaking, of course, can't book a show. The artists are sitting at home. So I thought, well, is there a way to go online? And we found a platform which is called StageIt, StageIt. StageIt seems to be the premier platform for doing such online performances. So we're connecting with StageIt, and we're starting on Earth Day night. We're going to start with the Mother Earth Aid Live, MEAL, Mother Earth Aid Live concert series online. And we're going to have a show every night, starting Earth Day night, which is April 22nd, Wednesday, through May 31st. 40 shows, because we think it's important to be out there. And also, there are a lot of people who are very unhappy now with the self-quarantine, and they're isolated, feel alone, aren't so happy at the moment. You know, we're going to bring everybody together over music, and we're able to chat. We have wonderful musicians lined up. Opening night will be Drifting Roots, one of the favorite reggae bands in San Diego. And for the first 12 nights, we will have Dr. Rao. So Sailesh Rao will be doing a 12-part series on animal agriculture and the environment. So everybody's sitting at home, they don't know what to do. Now they can learn about the true impacts of eating meat, dairy, fish, and eggs on the environment. And Dr. Rao has such a special way of explaining this. It's really quite amazing. And I look at his white paper, and it's just so enlightening, the details that are behind all of this. I mean, I'm going to have Dr. Rao on my show at some point too, but well, we'll get 12 segments on you know, what he's really researched. And it's quite amazing, because who would think that if we got rid of fossil fuels tomorrow, that still wouldn't solve the problem, that actually going vegan, which then would free up land the size of Africa, or the size of the US and Europe and China and Australia, all put together, it frees up that size land for reforestation and species recovery. So, and carbon is removed from the atmosphere. Joseph Poor's study said 8.1 billion metric tons of carbon would be removed from the atmosphere every year if we go vegan. So, Dr. Rao, what was the question again? Oh,
this is
hi,
awesome.
that was my
Thank
greeting.
you.
Hello.
So starting on Earth Day, April 22nd. So what is the format?
On Earth Day, April 22nd. Details on all of this will be at goveganradio.com, and there'll be links for the shows, and it's going to be, you know, at stageit.com. And just wonderful music every night, and you know, and we're doing this for the animals and human health and the environment, basically, and to have a sense of community. We can gather together. You know, we're alone together on this, and so there are some solutions we can have. People are sitting around maybe thinking about, like, what went wrong, you know, to where, you know, I'm sitting here and the planet is in such crazy shape. Maybe if we rethink what's on our plates, we can come up with a solution and go vegan. So everything to me is vegan activism. I don't know how it took over my life. I grew up, you know, winning a hamburger eating contest, you know, it's crazy. But, you know, it is the most important cause, because, you know, it's what saves the environment. So, yeah, so starting Wednesday night, Earth Day, rather appropriate, and that'll be your first presentation that night too. So,
so basically, I speak for 10 minutes, and then the concert comes on. How does that work?
Yeah. So you'll be in the opening segment, and talking for 10 minutes every day for 12 days. That's 2 hours. taken in. So there's a lot of information, really important information. Yeah, and then the music will come on after your presentation.
Okay. Do people have to pay for the music? How does that work?
So people will buy tickets for the show, and we're suggesting a minimum price of $5, but it's also pay what you can.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, it's pay what you can. We have to pay stage it, which gets a percentage of ticket sales and tipping. So we're also trying to put some money in the pockets of musicians who are unemployed also. They can't find jobs. They can't perform anywhere. So the audience can tip the musicians and help them out financially that way. So you buy tickets, you tip the musicians, and that's our show.
Right. So the money goes to the musicians, or are you also using it to feed people?
Well, the money goes to musicians. Like the tips are for the musicians. Now, certain ticket price will go toward feeding people through Food for Life Global and the International Fund for Africa. So we're going to make it so that anybody who buys the ticket at that level will feed 20 meals to children around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a special ticket for helping us pay to feed children.
So you call this the Vegan Mother Earth Aid Live? It's a vegan meal concept?
Well, it's Mother Earth Aid Live, and it is vegan, but we're calling it Mother Earth Aid Live, MEAL, concert series online. And there'll be no mistake that the meal is vegan. And, those are vegan meals that will be feeding children around the world too, so
okay.
Of course.
So Food for Life Global is a vegan organization that sends vegan food.
They do vegan, and International Fund for Africa also is feeding children in Africa. And
you mentioned something about planting trees. How does that work?
How does that work? Well, we want that to be a component of it. And you, in fact, have an organization that I, would like to, with which I would like to connect. Mm-hmm. You also have an app that I would like to publicize related to what you're doing, and perhaps that would be our direction for working with planting trees.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this is the app that Nandini and Arvind were talking about earlier in the series.
Right. We were talking about, and you have the organization there that's the tree planting organization. So
right, Sadhana Forest. Yeah.
Sadhana Forest. We would like to publicize them and embrace them.
Awesome. This sounds amazing, Bob. I mean, it's amazing that you put it all together so quickly from what happened with the LA Coliseum.
Right. We were talking to the LA Coliseum. We were talking to the Oakland Coliseum. We were talking to a number of venues who were all interested. They felt like the timing is right for a big show related to the climate. I mean, everybody's concerned about the climate, but they think that it's going to take carbon taxes or a Paris Accord or a Green New Deal. But, a Green New Deal would take, 20 years and $30 trillion. So I wouldn't depend on that. So people need to know that they have a choice, that they have an option. And I think it's, borders on the criminal that none of the environmental organizations seem to promote the vegan solution. Maybe that's because they're awash in rancher and meat industry donations. So, I think that's the important thing is like we have such important knowledge, such an important message. Like we have the solution, and people don't know it. And at first they think that it's ridiculous. I get into arguments on Facebook pages all the time, all these climate change pages. And this one guy yesterday said to me, like, you're telling me that my eating a crispy pig, causes climate change? I thought it was CO2. you know? So it's like, okay, well, let's start talking about this then. If that's what you think,
Right. Right.
let's get into it. So I really appreciate your involvement on this. I think, vegan education is the most important cause, and that uh, going vegan is the #1 action that you can take for the environment, for the animals, for human health. And then the #2 action would be to help convince everybody else to go vegan as quickly as possible.
So who have you booked so far the concert series?
Well, in the concert series so far, well, we have Drifting Roots, which is a great reggae band out of San Diego. We also have Prime Livity, which is another major LA reggae band. Coming up in the future, we will have Jamaica Bob with a program for children. We have Panhead Joseph Peck, who's a steel drum master, and he's going to do education about steel drums. Let's see, who else? Marta Gomez will do her show from Colombia. This is
Awesome.
like one of the most amazing voices. Like every time I hear her, I just cry from like how beautiful her voice is. So she's an international superstar. So we'll have her. And we're talking to a few people whom I cannot mention yet, but
Okay.
they'll definitely be happening. We have King Wawa out of Haiti. He's in Florida. The Mystic Duo featuring Novak and L'Amour. So I guarantee that whether if you don't know who these people are, you tune in, you're going to be blown away by the music. I mean, it's going to be high quality music, world-class music, night after night after night. Many of the people you will know, but we're still confirming some of them. But yeah, we have some. It's good. Just going to be. The idea is, and that's how I've always. I actually had a career in radio, which music radio, where they hired me to pick the music. For some reason that. What a job. Whew. Imagine getting paid for that. It was a good career. So I still apply that to bands for concerts, and we've held a couple of live events in the past few years. We've had LA Reggae Vegan Fest and San Diego Reggae Vegan Fest, and people love them. And I hope that someday in the future, when we can gather again as people, beyond our screens, to have Reggae Vegan Fests again, because they kind of go together. Like I said, reggae music is, I consider to be a vegan art form, since it comes from the Rastafari in Jamaica, and their diet is vegan. Actually, they call it ITAL, and they created that word in the 1930s, where the Watsons created the word vegan in the 1940s. So we have ITAL before vegan. And like I like to say, perhaps we should be calling ourselves the Italics instead
Right.
of vegans.
So let's make it Go Italic Radio.
Go Italic, right? Go Italic Radio, right? Exactly.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
and support your local Italic restaurants. That's
Right.
another cause of mine right now, is to ask people to please support your local vegan
Right.
restaurant. I mean, they are so valuable, and if they offer takeout or whatever they're doing, if you can help them out, that would be great right now. So really
Yeah,
want to support them, and Daisy really agrees with that too. Daisy,
she likes that. I can see.
and don't you have a program also that you're going to start related to meals for people? So.
Right. We're going to discuss that tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to
Mhm.
have a big powwow from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
We are just going to be, putting all these solutions out there and getting feedback and refining them. So that's the
Mhm.
agenda for tomorrow. So there's a lot of discussions that's going to be happening. And we
Great.
invite you to come along as well for tomorrow.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Anytime
Yeah.
anytime you can give between 9 and 5, you're welcome. Pacific time.
Okay. Is it some sort of Zoom connection again?
Exactly the same
Okay.
Zoom connection that you'll be
Oh, the
using.
same one.
Yeah, the same one.
Okay.
So
Terrific. Yeah.
I see that
Now,
there are a
my
lot of
catching up
questions
on
coming up. Huh?
looking
Right.
forward to catching up on all the guests you've been having here recently. I've been, involved with my event, but it seems like you put together something that's very fantastic. So I appreciate that. A really wonderful, there's no business like vegan show business, right? So
Right.
looks like you've made a very valuable contribution over the past few days also. So really appreciate that.
Yeah. So I'm going to throw it open to Deborah and Anne and Suzanne for questions, and Rebecca.
Okay. Oh, and Daisy is vegan now for about 7 years. So
She's awesome.
she loves her evolution dog food. So yep. So
She
She
loves
likes. Go ahead.
her. She loves her scratches too.
Right. That's what I was saying.
She's loving this.
oh yeah. She's always the star of the show. She knows it,
All
so.
right. Well, let's give these suggestions to Daisy then. Let's see. There's let's see how many barks if she likes them. You've got a lot of suggestions coming in, and you know what, Rebecca, there's one that's in the QA box, but it's also repeated in the feed, and you've got a lot more in the feed. So you want to just read them from the feed?
Okay, I'll be glad to. The first one is Dr. Priya Nayak suggests a Preacher Lawson, who's vegan, a vegan comedian, and very funny, and talks about veganism in his act. If you don't know him, he's suggested.
I don't know. Please send the information my way. Definitely. Yeah,
We'll send all of these to you.
We're making this up as we go along, right? So.
Right.
And then Miles suggests Brian Adams and Jan Arden. They're from Canada. And
Right. Well, I contacted Brian Adams initially, and he wasn't available. Maybe he's available now because, he doesn't have any shows. But and then who was the second one?
his name is Jan Arden, Arden.
Okay. All right. And if people want to email me, it's bob@goveganradio.com. So if anybody has suggestions that they want to pass along, bob@goveganradio.com.
Okay, and we'll send you a list of all of these that are in the chat.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then what about Miles suggests Jean Bon Jovi, Soul Kitchens, tell them people need vegan offerings.
I'm open to it all. And actually, anyone who has the idea, it can be if it can become your project. You can suddenly be a volunteer, and help us get in touch with people too. If you have suggestions or know people, we certainly can use help on this too.
Great. Claire Smith says that if you happen to need an original vegan song, she has one she'd like to use for charity fundraising.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, if people want to send me music, they can send the MP3 to bob@goveganradio.com.
Okay, and let's see. And then here's one. Well, I don't see it, but it's Dr. Priya asking what she could do. How could she reach out and utilize public media? Should she use a radio station? Should she use public speaking, YouTube, a podcast? What do you recommend? She's got a lot of information. She was on the program earlier, so she's asking, what would you recommend?
Well, does she have a podcast yet? Or is she saying she might want to start one? Or?
But she might want to start a vegan medicine podcast. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be great. Podcast is the way to go right now, and then just to really get the word out. Oh, and of course, putting it on YouTube also could be good. And I hardly pay any attention to my YouTube channel. I don't know what it is. I need to catch up with myself here. I'm all over the place, but there is a youtube.com/goveganradio, and a lot of interesting information on that from, we organized the World Vegan Summit and Expo a few years back, one in LA and one in the Bay Area. So there are a lot of talks there that are pretty interesting too.
Okay, great, thank you. Another recommendation from Anne Marie is Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas. They make music in their bedroom, and their mom is providing vegan food to the hungry during this COVID right now.
Yes, been trying to get a hold of them. I originally started by contacting their agent. The agent said that she wasn't available, but again, that was at a time when we still thought there would be live performances with the public. And I did write to that organization. I think it's called Save and Feed. Is that what it is? Or and it looks like they're doing good work on behalf of vegan restaurants and what they're doing in the community. But I haven't heard back from them. So again, any help, anybody who really, anybody who knows Billie Eilish's mother or whatever, I'm looking for artists like that. I mean, she's a dedicated vegan. So
Excellent. And here are a couple of more suggestions of Jay-Z, Moby, yes, Ital V, Ital Food Only, Vital. I'm not familiar with them. Miley Cyrus, Mobu.
I've contacted a number of these people who said they weren't available, and sometimes it's really hard to get through their agent, and of course at that time people seem to want to get paid, believe it or not. Although now they're in their living room or whatever. It's just I'm trying to go through agents and whatever contact. So again, anybody who can help with this, anybody who's persistent. We can use all the help we can get. So
Great. Okay, and Miles suggests Katie Lang, and I'll be glad to help you with that if I can.
Okay, great. Yeah, I did write back to Katie Lang's representative about this. She originally expressed an interest in doing the concert that we were going to do. I haven't heard back from her representative, but if you can help, we would love to have Katie Lang, of course.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if there are any other questions. I think that's it for here. I have one about some of the people. You've interviewed a lot of people in your on your radio program.
Apparently so, yeah. I mean, we have over 600 shows archived at goveganradio.com. So
Right. And
a lot of people.
A lot of people. And is there anyone that stands out? Or are they all great people?
I wouldn't want to pick one.
Okay, thank you.
But there have been great ones all the time. Even recently, I like pick a show, and there are really fascinating people on every subject. Everyone from veganism and religion with Rin Berry, the author. We've had so many wonderful doctors, Dr. Esselstyn. Just recently, I mean, we had an interview with John Tanner that I thought was an excellent overview on health research. But I can't pick any one because just check out who's there. There are so many wonderful people. We've had Professor Gary Francione has been a regular on the show. He's the first academic to teach animal rights theory in an American law school. You just go to goveganradio.com. Over 600 programs, and the subject matter ranges from, the next show that we post, I did an interview about the conspiracy theory of 5G and coronavirus. So, you never know what we'll be examining next, the subject matter, and, really, really interesting people, so.
Great. Well, we've got a comment from Anne Marie. Roger Hallam of Extinction Rebellion made it clear in Heading for Extinction and What to Do About It. He said that shutting down fossil fuel burning would raise the
You're breaking
global...
up a little bit, so I'm having trouble hearing. You're just breaking up.
Sorry about that. Roger Hallam has said that burning, if we shut down fossil fuel burning, it would raise our global temperature, but he hasn't come out and said we need to go vegan first.
Well,
So
why is that? Why wouldn't he say we have to go
Right.
vegan first? And Sailesh is the one who will explain exactly why that would be. But we, of course, have to go vegan first. And I understand. I don't quite understand Extinction Rebellion. If they're rebelling against extinction, I might point out that Joseph Poore of Oxford University has said that the only way to stop the mass extinction right now is to go vegan. So if you're rebelling against extinction, you have to go vegan. If you're for extinction, eat more meat. What can I tell you?
thank you. That's good. That's good. Thank you. And I don't see any other questions. Do you see any other questions?
No.
Okay.
No, but I love the suggestions. One thing that comment that you were where somebody wrote about vital foods being whole plant-based foods was talking about the connection between V for vegan and ITAL for ITAL.
Right.
in
So I
terms
think
of-
that's
what
how
that
the word
was.
developed. It came from vital, but it became ITAL. So yeah, ITAL.
Right. Okay.
The vital foods, which of course are vegan. And there are many artists who do sing wonderful songs about being vegan. I would suggest that people check out Maccabee, Maccab. Maccabee is like so totally dedicated to the vegan cause. So he has so much great music, like Wa Me Eat, WHA, What Me Eat, like what do I eat? And he sings the whole, he goes through the whole menu of vegan foods out there. And he also has a song about eating chicken. And I think if you go to, I think he has Wami Eat Mondays. No, it's Medical Mondays and Wami Eat Wednesdays. And he just has video after video. I mean, he did a song called Cucumba about the cucumber. And it's like a big dance hit, basically. So Maccabee is great. And there are lots of other reggae artists who, if they're serious about it, they have a lot of, vegan music. So Bushman is someone like that. And there are actual, vegan songs out there. And a lot of the artists are vegan.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
There is a
Thank-
question about the format. Basically, can we organize watch parties on Stage It?
Can you organize watch parties on Stage It? I don't know. I don't know about that. And is a watch party only on Facebook, or is that, you tell me about the concept of watch party. Explain.
So watch parties are on Facebook. You can do it on Netflix. Basically, you synchronize. Since it's a live event, everyone is watching, the same thing together, even though they're sitting in different places.
So what would make it different? What would make it a watch party then? Like, or is it already a watch party because everybody's watching it live? And there is chat. I mean, so there's,
Right.
yeah. So would there?
Watch party basically gives like it's like a separate group. So it's like, this is my family watching this together.
Mhm.
So they can have comments shared between them. So,
Okay. Well, however, does somebody want to help organize it as a watch party? And then again, you were saying, and I'm still not 100% sure, is it live on Facebook? You seem to say that the Stage It platform, you do see the ability to be going live on Facebook at the time.
well, actually, I think that may be just a way to connect to Stage It via your Facebook account.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't think
But
they allow it to be posted on Facebook Live, because if they did, then it will be recorded on Facebook Live.
right. And then I imagine that people can't buy tickets or tip the musicians, right? If it were.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the
Okay.
reason why they don't do that. Because They don't
So,
want it to be
yeah.
recorded, first of all, so the musicians can play again and again.
Mhm.
And they also, want people to be paid. I think that's why
Mhm.
they do it this way.
Okay. And again, that's stageit.com, which is STAGEIT, stageit.com. And a lot of this information will be available at goveganradio.com and reggaeveganfest.com.
Reggae Vegan Festival.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, the whole thing is also to try to reach out to people who aren't vegan. I mean, the whole idea of the show is called Go Vegan. So we were the first mainstream media vegan program. So to me, there's nothing more valuable than reaching out to people who aren't vegan to help them to go vegan. So that was the idea of being on regular talk radio stations. So we were on the Air America Radio Network, the GCN network, which considered us, it said, "You're our first food program ever." And I thought, like, I didn't know this was a food program. Okay. That was the network that had Alex Jones on. I think they wanted to show, like, look, there's somebody more weird than Alex Jones here. It's a vegan show. But we can talk about vegan in any direction, whether it's biblical or science or whatever. We have all the ammunition on our side to convince people the most compelling arguments, like saving the planet is a good one too, you know.
Excellent. We have a couple more comments in the Q&A box too. Nancy says, thanks so much for having Bob on this webcast. And she lists vegan, I don't know if that's pronounced Smith or Smythe, Smythe from Australia, has many YouTube videos promoting veganism. Most are hilarious and cover many issues.
Great. Okay. I'd love to check him out. Definitely. Or her out. I don't know. Vegan Smythe, you said? Smith?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so I listed your websites here also. And can people already sign up for the program on your website? It starts on Wednesday?
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. We have to add the specific shows into StageIt. So
Okay,
it'll be soon, but not quite yet.
excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
And I have something that I just came through the feed. Dr. Priya Nayak said she can contact Gray. Have you already contacted him?
No.
Oh, he would be wonderful. If you'd
Okay.
like.
Sure.
He's a rap artist. Yeah, he's awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. Sure. Yep.
And Nancy says about vegan Smith or Smythe, which we don't know. It's a he. Check out his Professor Knows a Lot video on protein, she says.
Okay. Will do. The audience is giving me a lot of homework here, so which is great.
So there's another question about activists. So do you want to have just musicians, or do you want to also have activists like Earthling Ed and Joe Armstrong?
Well, we are going to have a speaker every night, you know, but so the first 12 shows are covered. I do want to mainly emphasize the environment. So
Right.
if we have activists who could at least, who are interested in the environment too. But, then again, there's chat participation and whatever. So, I mean, we're open to anything. But again, it being Mother Earth Aid Live, we do want to make sure that there's a strong vegan environmental message to the people. Seems like everybody's concerned about climate change. So, we want to definitely emphasize that. But contact me and maybe we'll figure out something. Who knows? I mean, we're making this up as we go along. So all ideas are welcome, and let's make this a great series.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you all very, very much. And thank you so much, Bob, for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. My pleasure.
Yes, my pleasure.
And Daisy.
And tomorrow we are going to have it's open from 9 to 5. The agenda is going to be based on who is there. So whoever is there, so we're inviting all the panelists over the last 19 days now to join us. And then the panelists from the last October summit as well are invited to come and join us. So we don't know when people are going to come, but whoever is there, we're going to talk about what interests them. And we're going to figure out, brainstorm, how do we navigate the lifestyle transformation together. So that's going to be the agenda in a nutshell. And we'll take breaks as we need them.
Writing "Go Vegan" on your face mask, which is my next form of activism. I think that.
Hey, I'll show you something. Let me show you something. I think I posted a picture of that on Facebook. Have you seen my picture of with a grapefruit on my face?
No.
No? Okay. I'll show you. 1 second.
Oh, that's a great idea. I mean, how appropriate. Most people probably wouldn't understand, but get the connection, but that's a great idea.
Well, take the opportunity. We have walking billboards right now, or walking face boards.
So I wear this.
I didn't need something else to scare me about going into.
And it gets a lot of attention. People are asking me.
I'm sure. Right. Yeah.
Demonstrate it again, Sailesh, because I'm not sure that it showed you enough while you were.
Here we go. Here it is. Right. So this is a face mask, and basically it says, "Go, stop COVID, go vegan."
Mm-hmm.
The basic idea is, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a face mask that you can breathe through, because I'm breathing from the sides, but it captures all of my saliva and spit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main intent anyway.
Right. It's not supposed to protect us. It's supposed to protect everyone from us, apparently.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, well, we can protect everyone by stopping eating animals, and that would be one of the great protections.
Yeah, and I
wish, isn't it amazing that it goes from a little microscopic organism that can threaten us to like climate change. Like that's the spectrum of damage from eating animals. It's like, oh, now a little, you can't see it, I'm breathing it, to like forest fires and weather catastrophe and drought. It's all tied in. Must be something wrong about it if it causes so much illness and catastrophe.
Absolutely. Well,
hey, Bob, I actually have another question. Are you interested in classical music for this show, or?
We're open to everything. If it's great quality music, sure, we're open. Well,
so I have a vegan friend who has a PhD in classical guitar and teaches, so he's extremely good. He does concerts worldwide. So I wasn't thinking about it. We were talking about reggae and pop and whatever, and then I went, oh wait. So I'll check
all kinds of great music. That's what we want.
Okay, so, cool. I'll call him.
Mm-hmm. Great. Excellent.
Awesome. So thank you all, and we'll see you all tomorrow. So it'll be
Sounds great. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, and just for clarification, that is 9 a.m. Pacific time until 5 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow, U.S. Pacific time.
5 p.m. No.
5 a.m. Did I say 9 a.m. to 5 a.m.? 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay. That's my time zone.
Okay.
All right,
yeah,
great.
Sometimes it's different with Arizona. Sometimes, you're an hour ahead, but we're the same time now, this time of year.
Same time. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and same Zoom links.
Okay.
Same bat channel. Okay.
Yep. Same bad virus channel.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Talk to you tomorrow, Bob.
Okay, thanks. Okay, talk to you later.
Bye-bye.